Shalom, dear friends. We are very happy to host another conversation. Today, this is the fifth day or the fifth candle of Hanukkah. We are very happy that you're here, and I hope that soon we could hear your voices. Good morning, Rodrigo.
Good morning, Yeti. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How do you do?
Oh, I'm fine, Yeti. And how are you?
I'm good. There is a beautiful sunshine. I mean, the sun is shining today. It's a beautiful day. You'll like it here.
Yeah, oh, yes, certainly. I would like because I love when the sun is shining.
Thank you. And how is it? How is it today in Brazil?
Oh, today it's a beautiful day. Also, it's a hot day. There is sun in the sky and a little wind, and it's a very beautiful day, really.
Thank you so much. And Felipe, good morning. I hope you can hear us. I hope you can. Soon we shall see.
Hello, hello, my friends.
Hello, Felipe. How do you do?
I'm fine, Eti and Rodrigo. I'm fine.
Good to
Happy to
hear.
be here.
Good to hear your voice. I was amazed from your conversation, from our conversation that you had on Monday. I was listening to it a few times, and I was inspired to write ideas. And thank you so much from your conversation. I am inspired. It's a lot of, you discussed many topics that are elevating. And the range of the conversation that you had was very inspiring. So thank you for sharing it with us.
We are glad that you like it, and I was thinking that you wrote in Portuguese as well. You tried to to put some words together in this different language, and I was thinking about this. How could it be to you, for you, because it's a challenge, and also it's like play a different instrument. We have different ideas popping up, I guess, and it's I was just glad to see your text in Portuguese and try to make a conversation in different languages, because it's all about I guess it's all Lashon. It's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I read the text and try to see in Portuguese, and I use dictionary and so, and I use translation, but I try to see if it is sound or have the sense of logic that I try to speak. It's a practice for me, but I learn a lot, and I'm very happy. Makes me happy.
Yes, Eti, I also read your test that you share with us. It's amazing. There is amazing ideas there, and Felipe answered to you, and it was a very beautiful conversation and opened a lot of insights in my mind. And I want to say thank you to you and to Felipe and to all our folks that share ideas with us in this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your deepest thoughts and ideas and your heart with us. Thank you so much. And now the question is, do you have any questions that you would like to ask before we start today? Yes, Rodrigo. Any question?
What's in my mind right now? I don't know. I don't want to disturb our class and our conversation, our
Mm-hmm.
today class conversation. But you mentioned um, the word diba in
Yes,
Hebrew
yes,
and the number 11, and
yes,
relate this number and this word with Joseph.
yes.
I don't know if you could explain a little brief, not just to talk a little about this relation because it's amazing, and Felipe answer this relation, this comment. But if you could say something to us regarding this diva in this 11 with Joseph, I appreciate. I don't know if you can do this at the moment.
This is interesting what you're saying. This is interesting. It's good that you bring this topic because I would like to try to get an access to Diba, to, so to speak, the bad speech that he was speaking about the children of the maids. So I consider whether to answer you now or to integrate the question into the class, because it also has something to do with what you asked. So I wonder.
You decide yet, but we can talk about this later in the class, in the middle of the class or something like that.
Good.
So,
Good. It's
good.
very good question. It's very good question because we see the Bible is a structure. So yes. So we shall start with the text. Yes. And see what is going on here, because it's not really what we think, because it's not historical story. Let's see and read what is Rachel's request here in Genesis 30 and another verse from Isaiah. The story of Rachel and Leah and the Dudaim. So who would like to read in English? Just as a start. Yes, please.
I can read it, Betty.
Thank you.
Genesis chapter 30, verse 14. And Reuben went in the days of wet harvest and found mandrakes in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, Give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. And she said unto her, A small matter that thou hast taken away my husband, and wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, Therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came from the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him, and said, Thou must come in unto me, for I have surely hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived, and bore Jacob a fifth son. And Leah said, God hath given me my hire, because I gave my handmaid to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again, and bore a sixth son to Jacob. And Leah said, God hath endowed me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulon. And afterwards she bore a daughter, and called her name Dinah. And God remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her, and opened her womb. And she conceived, and bore a son, and said, God hath taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph, saying, The Lord add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, Send me away, that I may go unto mine own place, and to my country.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for reading. Now, in verse 14, we find the plot. And I shall read the verse, or maybe Fernando or Felipe, can you read please the Hebrew? If you have a microphone open, Fernando, Felipe, Rodrigo, would you like to read the Hebrew?
Vaelech Reuven Bimi Ketzir Itim
Yes.
Vaimetz Dudaim Basad. Sorry, it is
Good.
my
Good. You're
not so good.
It's so good. Good. You're reading excellent.
No, please go ahead.
It's okay. Thank you. You read beautifully. וימצא דודאים. וימצא דודאים בשדה. ויבא אותם אל לאה אמו. To Leah, his mother. ותאמר רחל אל לאה. And Rachel said unto Leah, תני נא לי מדודאי בנך. Give me from your son mandrake. Now, let's look into the value of duda'ei bnech. What does she mean? What this speech mean in an abstract way? Mi duda'ei bnech. First of all, Dudaim. The name Dudaim, what we call in English mandrakes. What can we say about this word in Hebrew?
The value of the word or
Not the value, the sound. Like when we see Yod and Mem at the end of a word.
Oh, it's the plural.
Plural, very good. Plural. Now, which two Hebrew names, I write it again, which two Hebrew names are hiding or we can create from those letters, Hebrew names?
David, maybe.
David, very good. 1 second, I don't see YouTube. 1 second. David is the first. Very good. David. And what is the other name? David. If we take the Aleph first, we start with Aleph. Which name can we create?
The other letters, the Yod and Mem?
The rest. Adam. Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Adam. So first, it is interesting to see that the word dudaim, which appears in plural, sometimes as like Mitzrayim or like Na'alaim shoes, it's like dual, not just plural, also dual. So we have here the name David, but also the name Adam. The letters appear in the dudaim. Now, when Rachel, this is interesting, when Rachel asked, give me from your son's mandrakes, what does she mean? If the name David is written there and the name Adam is written there, what does she really ask? Now, let's look into the value of mi duda'ei bnech, from your son's mandrake. 137, Rodrigo?
Yes.
137 we can read either as 1 times 37, which is Abel. And Abel is the mist that is in our head, in our mouth, that the first mist, or the first add the breath of life before we speak it, just inhale. This is the first. Another way is to read 137 as 317, and when we add 1, we have 318, which is siach and conversation. Conversation. So, what Rachel asked from Leah? What does she mean by give me from your son's mandrakes? If the value of your son's mandrake is either Abel, the ed, the mist, the potential of conversation, and the manifestation of conversation, what does she mean? What does she want?
The tree of life, Etty.
She wants the tree of life. She wants the speech. Yes? She wants the tree of life. You said tree of life. Now, let's see what the word Rachel also mean in Hebrew. We learned that the name Rachel is a name of a lady or a woman. Now, the word Rachel also has another meaning. Can you please read Isaiah 53?
Yes. Isaiah chapter 53. He was oppressed, but he humbled himself and opened not his mouth, as a lamb that is led to the slaughter, and as a sheep that before her shears is dumb. Yea, he opened not his mouth.
Excellent. And I would like to read the Hebrew and see what is happening. First of all, do you see? I will read and tell me if you recognize the letter Rachel as a part of a word. I will read very, very slowly because it has a meaning, not just a name of a lady. ניגש והוא נענה, ולא יפתח פיו. כסה לטבח יובל, וכרחל לפני גוזזיה נעלמה, ולא יפתח פיו. Now, what is the topic of this verse?
I believe I don't know if I'm right, but talk about the Messiah, right?
Before we speak, this is true. This is true. This is true. But before we speak about the Messiah, what animal do we find here?
A sheep or a lamb.
A sheep or a lamb? A sheep or a lamb? Lamb is se. Lamb. 1 second. And sheep. Where is sheep in Hebrew? Rachel. Rachel is not just a name of a woman. Rachel and like. Vav and kaf is like in English and like. And like a sheep. Rachel כאן, Rachel here is a sheep. The word for sheep in Hebrew is Rachel. Please pay attention. Ukerachel, and like a sheep. Kaf and Vav, I opposite it, is 26. So here the name Rachel is used as a silent sheep. Like a sheep that gets silence when the shearer, the man who cuts the wool from it, if you have seen once when the shearer, the man who cuts the wool, holds the sheep to cut the wool, too easy for her in the summer, the sheep stands without saying one word or one sound. She just keep in silent, so to speak, the judgment, let's call it, or the action of the shearer of cutting her wool. Now, if we read Isaiah, Rachel here is a sheep, but silence that does not speak. This is Rachel of Isaiah. She cannot speak. She is silent. She accepted the judgment or the action of the stronger, the shearer, the man that cuts the wool, so to speak. So she is silent, passive. The English here says is dumb. If we read Isaiah and then we read Genesis, what does she ask from her sister? If she is a silent lamb, passive lamb, what does she ask from Leah? And we have here already a structure. What does she ask?
The ability to talk, the language, the words.
Excellent. She asked the ability to have a conversation, to speak, to talk. Because in the tree of life, there's always conversation. So yes.
No, go ahead. Please go ahead.
In the tree of life, or just 1 second, the names that are mentioned in the Dudaim or part from the Dudaim is Adam and David. Now, let's look, because there's so many things that I prepare to share, so let's go and see how does it develop. 1 second. I remember of what you said in the conversation on Monday, so I move here. The value of Rachel is 238. Rachel. Conversation, siach, is 318. What is 318 minus Rachel? Conversation minus Rachel. What do we have?
80.
Very good. What is 80 in Hebrew? Which letter?
Yesod.
Very
Yesod
good.
and
Yesod. Yesod and
the letter Fe.
the letter Pe. What is
Yes.
Pe in Hebrew? Which organ of the human body?
The mouth.
The mouth.
Yes. Beautiful. It.
Now, let's look. This is a drawing from, I say, late Middle Ages. This is a drawing of Mandrake, so to speak, the plant. Can you describe what we see here?
Looks like a human being, but the fingers is it's like a roots trees, the fingers.
Mm-hmm. True.
And well, we can see the leaves in the hair.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's a tree in a human being form.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
It's interesting the number of the leaves also. We
Yeah.
have as a menorah, as a Hanukkah menorah. There is 9 leaves.
Wow. Wow.
And we uh, heard or read about the Dudaim being as a root that has resemblance with human body.
Yes, that's true. This is why I prepared another drawing. This drawing caught me yesterday. Now I was preparing this at night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. The expression of the face caught me. And here we have another drawing, also from the Middle Ages. And about this, I would like to discuss with you today. The mandrake has a shape of, so to speak, the root of the mandrake has a shape of a human being. And here we have another sketch from the Middle Ages. Please tell me what we are seeing here in this frame. Please describe in simplicity.
I would say we have like Adam and Eve. We have a man and a woman. They are both naked. The man the man uh, has his hands in his back.
Mm-hmm.
He's hiding his hands and looking uh, for the right. The woman is hiding his genitals with her hands crossed. Her hands are crossed, and both have like pomegranates, like a pomegranate tree in his heads.
Great. Now, how many pomegranate has the man, and how many?
There are 2 pomegranates in a man's head and 3 in a woman's head.
Usually, we think about when we look at this drawing, we think this is a man and this is a female. Once I heard from paramedic that the vessels who are entering a human heart, or the blood vessels are entering the human hearts, are 2, and those who are going out from the human heart are 3. It's good that you notice the pomegranate or the fruit. It is very good.
Makes me think about the this aspect of how can I say? There is a term. It's a man and a woman together. I cannot remember.
Actually,
Yes.
please, if I may,
Please,
just
Yeah, 1 second. Only now I see YouTube conversation I did not see before. Thank you, Ruth. And I see also Harvey and also Venus. I did not see before. Good morning. It's the first time I see this chat. I did not open before. I just see it now, so thank you. Yes, Rodrigo.
So, this picture there is as a complement, because the man has two fruits uh, on his head, and the woman has three, and the man has three leaves, and the woman has two. So looks like a complemental drawing. It's a complement, complementary. One is, how can I say, is the half part of the other, and it's interesting. The long hair. The woman has a long hair, very long, and the man has a beard in his face. And just to mention, uh, they they look like um, a half part of this, a half part each one, at least to me.
Now, I'm going to ask, I would say, an allegorical question. We found that in the word Dudaim, we have two names. Adam as a potential human. What is Adam in Hebrew? Human, the one who speaks with God, the spirit, the one who walks with God. And in the word Dudaim, there's also the name David. Now, when we look allegorically at this painting, which one of the two is Adam and which is David? Think allegorically speaking.
I believe Adam is the old man at the left side because he's old, and the right side could be David, because David is also associated to Malchut, which is
Excellent.
the
Excellent.
vessel.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, let's go back to Rachel and see again what is she asking. When she said, "Please give me from your son's mandrake," what does she ask for? If yes,
Eti, I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, Eti, but just to share with you these two words in verse 14
yes,
that we talk about, um, which the value is 137, right?
yes, yes,
Um, the first one has the value of 65, which is the Adonai, the Malchut, and the
yes.
other one has the value of 72, we could be related to Chokhmah. So this is why I said that Rachel asking for the tree of life, because um, midu midu miduda ben binech
Yes,
binech
yes, yes.
miduda is 65,
Midu the
and
A, yeah, Midu the A is like Dudaim but opposite. Very good,
yes,
because the mem appears here
yes,
in the beginning.
yes, is
And
Adonai, and binech.
Bnech, your son, yes, is 72.
Yes. So we see in this expression Chokhmah and and Adonai. So I believe this, as you mentioned, Adam and David could
Excellent,
be,
excellent, excellent. Because Adonai, the Shem Adonai is in Malchut.
yes, as David.
David, excellent. David. And 72 is Adam with the potential of the divine wisdom.
Yes.
Excellent. So, if she is asking, let's move on. Me, do the
Iti.
A. Yes, Fernando.
I'm
Yes, shalom,
sorry.
shalom.
Now I have a connection,
Mm-hmm.
and it was interesting to listen to Rodrigo making this gematria because he said that Adonai is 65 and is related with Malchut, and we know that Rachel is also related with Malchut, right?
Yes.
And so it is interesting that she is also 65, because she is the Malchut. She is the Yumedodai is 65, so she's asking, or Dudain is 65. She's asking for this 65 because if you sum 2 times 65 is 130. That is 10 times love.
Yes.
I'm just
Yes,
just
yes.
saw this.
Yes, yes, this is what she's asking. Now, because Dudaim is plural, so 65 2 times is 130. That's correct. Now, few things to relate again to Midu Da'e Bner. Seventy-two is wisdom. Bner, your son. And this is, so to speak, the wisdom of Adam, the potential in the Garden of Eden. So Bner, and from the Dudaim, 1 second. Mi do the A, as Fernando said. Mi do the A. This is the Hey. Second. Which is related to David. And here she was asking the Yod, the 72, the wisdom of Adam in the Garden of Eden, and Midu the A, the heavenly kingdom. So when we connect those two, Yod and Hey, we have Yah, abstract wisdom. Now, Chochmah and Binah, wisdom, connected when the Hey elevated. Here we have how do you say refinements of the earthly urges or impulses. This is wisdom and understanding. This is what she's asking for, understanding. For Midu Da'e B'nech. Now, after all of this story, she conceives. And how does she name her son? The son? Joseph.
Yes.
Joseph. So, Joseph, in a way, is the fruit that comes from or emerge from Adam and David. Please pay attention, because now we shall draw the tree of life here. This is Yesod, foundation, related to She was asking for a mouse. Yes, this is here Yosef. He will elevate in his speech. Yesod Yosef. Malchut is of David. And here we have the Yod of Adam. Now, Yosef, as a foundation, concentrates all the light that comes from the upper spheres and delivers them to the heavenly kingdom. So he sits between Adam, the potential, and the manifestation, the heavenly kingdom of David. And this is what Rachel was asking for. Questions, Rodrigo?
I don't know if it makes sense yet, but we could say that in this way of thinking, that Joseph could be the bridge that make this connection between Adam and David.
Yes. In a way, he is a tree of life, because David symbolizes the falling of Adam. Adam supposed to live 1,000 years, like Aleph and Aleph, but he ate from the tree of knowledge, and 70 years were decreased from his potential, so he lived only 930. Those 70 years were given to David. David lived 70 years, like Malchut. Malchut is the value of 70. But the seventh sphere from above, I mean, when we count from Chesed as first, Gevurah, and so Malchut is the seventh. The 70 years were given to David, and Joseph, by his ability to speak and to have a conversation, elevates the Malchut here to Bina. Here is Bina, in this case, Bina. Here, he elevates. He managed to elevate the fallen kingdom. Malchut David Hanufelet. This is how the sages, Malchut David Hanufelet. The kingdom of David is always not because of David. Gravity. So he managed to connect Malchut with the rest of the tree. He is a bridge for the tree of life.
Beautiful.
Yes, Ruth is writing. Joseph pulls down the
Yes.
potential and manifests it in reality. This is how we live too. Yes. Questions or thoughts? Felipe?
Just
Yes.
Go ahead.
no, just a quick comment about the Dodaim
Mm-hmm.
that can form, I guess. We could take from this the words Adam and also Yad. I guess if we
Yes.
subtract the letters of Adam, we are left with Yad.
Yes.
So and Yad is also 14 or David or Hey. We have this relation between Yod and Dalet, right?
Excellent,
That
Felipe. Excellent, excellent. I will write it in a 1 second here. Yes. Do the im. 1 second. Do the im. One second. I'll move here because there's a cursor here. Yeah. Beautiful. Do the im. You said if we take the word Adam, and Yad. Yes? Felipe?
yes, I guess it is Yod actually. It's
Yod Adam. Very good. The potential of excellent. Excellent. Yod Adam. Adam is the Yod. Very good. Excellent. Yod Adam. The 10th letter. The potential. Very good. Yod Adam.
Amazing. Yes.
The divine wisdom in human. This is what she's asking. Yes, Fernando.
No, it is amazing what Felipe said because Yod stands for the potential for the seed, right? That
Yes.
she is
Yes.
needing
Yes.
to bear a child.
Yes.
And Deti, I was thinking here, it is related from what Felipe is mentioning, that what Rachel is asking, this connection to the tree of life. Um, Yesterday, I had a lunch with Felipe, and we were talking uh, about some creative projects, about ideas, and we were talking very with much enthusiasm about some creative projects, and Felipe said something interesting that sometimes we stay only thinking about projects, but we do not realize it, because only to think about is already a joy, you know. And as he said this, it came to my mind the Yesod, because it seems that when a person cannot manifest something, he lacks Yesod, he lacks the connection with other people to manifest the creative that is inside, to manifest this Adam, this Yod Adam, this potential that we carry, you know. I don't know if it makes sense, Eti, uh, but I was thinking about this process of manifesting these creative ideas, this Yod Adam, this Dudaim, maybe, I don't know.
Yes, yes, this is it. This is it. Yes, without Yesod, we cannot fulfill the potential. Without a foundation, we cannot fulfill. Because this is what elevates.
And how can we
Yes.
Yes, and how
It,
c- how can one um, integrate this as well, like manifest the creativity, speak to the world, to bring other people. I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense, but
this
it
is
feels to
easy.
me something important.
Yes, there's just a little example. Yeah, few example come to my mind. One example that you have a conversation is a conversation in Portuguese. So to speak, this is a format that is shared only between few people. There is a possibility to open those conversation and to stream them under the podcast stream. And in this way, the already existing conversations that you have in Portuguese can be shared with large cycles of people. Let's say there is almost 2,000 people uh, on the Portuguese YouTube channel. I think the last time I saw Fernando, I think if I'm not mistaken, there's 1.8, if I'm not mistaken, subscribers on the Portuguese channel
Yes,
that you
yes,
open. There is an option if you wish to open those three. You made a few recordings the last few weeks, and to open those conversations and to stream them to the subscribers. And when the subscribers are being exposed to those conversations, there might be some kind of engagement, reactions, letters, question. Where can we approach? How we can join you? How we cannot forecast those things. But imagine that I was listening to, I think, 3 conversations in Portuguese with subtitles, and I was completely, I don't want to say shocked, but I was moved from the range of ideas that you express there. So imagine people that speak Portuguese are being exposed to this, and I was only exposed to this via translation, via subtitles. Of course, I see that you're writing on the whiteboard and I see the text, Hebrew and Portuguese, but imagine the impact on people. This is one thing. Of course, there are many, many more possibilities. Maybe this is not the right, I would say, forum to speak about it, because I have no clue of what you're speaking of creativity at the moment. Um,
No, I appreciate a lot what you said, and for us, the meetings are amazing because we talk even about what we learn in the morning. We
mhm.
talk at night, and it is good to see different points of view from the same experience sometimes. And I appreciate every word that you said because our conversation is just a conversation among friends. But but the idea that and you can be sure that we will talk about this and think on how to make something like this. But I was thinking in a general way, like the importance of this manifestation. I really do not know. Uh, I'm really just trying to figure out, this relation between Yesod and the capability of one to manifestate the creative idea. It's a mystery to me, and I think that Felipe yesterday also said something like this. It was quite interesting.
May I speak
Yes, yes.
some
Yes,
thoughts
yes, yes,
that
Felipe.
while you were talking, I was thinking about something. Uh, it's like the concept of melech, that it's in the thought, the soul, and in the body as well. Like the three letters mem, lamed, and kaf.
Yes.
Uh, and something that we often hear about, it's that the word, like we see in the the Gospel of John, the word or the logos
Mm-hmm.
is something that has to do with those three spheres of action:
Mm-hmm.
the action on the mind, the action on the emotions, let's say, and the action in the form. So when one says or manifests the word, the logos, the verb, uh, it has more impact, or it has integrity, and fulfills all the range of manifestation when we manifest this word in those those roads. Because when we say an empty word, like, let's say we are talking here, we are manifesting the word, but if we do not make something about it, it might be, I don't know, I really don't know, but it might be just empty words. So I know it is not empty. They aren't empty word, because we are broadcasting this to the world. But you understand what I meant,
Yes, Felipe. Felipe. The word
please.
is also a doing in this case. Vayomer Elohim yehi or, vayehi or. At the moment, just a little example. You have those conversations on Monday, just for a little example, and you consider it a conversation between friends, and I appreciate and accept it, and I have a lot of respect for it. And you think it is just a exchange of ideas between friends, or you think, like Fernando says, it's just what we heard in the morning, or we converse in the morning. This is another version, another angle that we speak in the evening. But it is not like this at all. We are not aware of the fact that we are creating and nourishing inner worlds, that every word is creating an angel in the format of messenger. Word is an entity. Just this little example to share, and of course you have to discuss it between the friends, and to have a consent, to elevate people's life, especially now when there's a deep recession in the world. The deep recession will be a deep recession because we need it as humanity to go to another jubilee, because there's another counting started. As humanity, we need to shift our ways. The structure of what nourished humanity the last 50 years does not work, and there's a new update that comes after the corona, and we need to build up, so to speak, a skeleton for the next 50 years. So there's a deep recession, which is very healthy. And since there's such a deep economically recession in the world, people are more open to listen to those ideas. This is why I kindly offer, you don't have to accept it, to share those ideas. You have a gold mine there, just to share it with us already existing subscribers. This is one option. Of course, there are other options of which we can speak in another dimension to create more set inner Discord calls and to speak about creativity in different levels, of course, but to share those things, like the conversation on Monday, that in a way Fernando rose the topic of those triangle the lower, I would say, animated impulses of man for money, for power, and for knowledge. How this beautiful conversation that you had on Monday, how to elevate those animal urges in human and transcend them and to refine them as a conversation. This is like I found in this Monday conversation a mine of diamonds. To share this with people is to build their inner worlds. People get empowered, because if a person sits alone in his house and he has such a thought and he doesn't have a connection, he doesn't know how to communicate, so he thinks that he's like thinking for himself, he cannot share this. But once he hears you or listen to you speaking about the things, suddenly those dolls clay that we are looking, walk on the street, you see people walking but they have no spirit. I saw today the recession also bring a great depression, because usually people move mechanically by the market. They go and buy and spend. Mechanically moving, they call it a life form. If they buy and spend money, they exchange apartments or vehicles or fly a lot, considered to them to be alive. But now everything is shrinks, the manifested shrinks. And what used to lift people, the mechanical movement forward, does not exist because the lack of cash, because there's interest on the loans. The money is not free. So people still look for a movement, but mechanical is not easy to get in those days, because there's heavy interest on the money, on loans, on mortgages. So there is a movement, an inner movement by the Spirit. Once you share what you have there, can help many, many people. Not just the people who listen to you. You will understand the impact that it has on people. For you, it's just a little thing. I had this similar experience 2 years. We made already, I remember in the old former format of us in this class, black and white, we used to meet almost every day and did not record those lessons. It was a seed that we collected within 2 years. And I did not have the courage to share it with the world. Maybe we were not ready because Discord was not there yet, and many other technical issues that we need to solve. And luckily the last year we managed to overcome those technical issues. But now there's a Discord and there's those conversations, and it's the spirit of the times. Fernando and Felipe and Rodrigo and the friends Sergio and Mr. Portugal. There's 2 Sergios that I heard so far. Maybe there are more people there. So it's, I would say this is the time. This is the time. Of course, we can speak about creativity whenever you wish, but definitely you can make a lot of impact. And it also, once you share it and you see a resonance from people, it will mirror what what is happening, and will lift you even forward. I just noticed from those Hanukkah lessons now every day what happened. Suddenly people were awake and were writing and were sharing. So what is miracle? Miracle is when we use our potential. This is miracle.
Amazing, dear friend. Really.
May I ask a question, Eti?
Yes, of course.
I guess it has relation to the creativity, I guess, because it's about the image of the woman or Hava or David, as we were talking about, and she has these hands crossed in her sacral region,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that this, let's say, this sexual impulse has a lot to do with creativity and with it's a powerful energy, let's say. And I was just thinking about the meaning of this crossing hands. I can think about a lot of symbols and or a lot of things come to my mind. The two hands, the two yads, yadim, or something like that. But what could we say about the relations of two hands and creativity in this region? Let's say.
Two hands in creativity.
And the Yesod region. I mean, she's one reading is that she's hiding her genitals,
Mm-hmm.
but in another sphere, we could say she's bringing the potential, the hand, to this manifested world,
The singing.
and it has
The singing. The singing. David is the one who wrote Psalms. Covering the Yesod, but expressing the breast is open, the name of Shaddai, so to speak. The breast is open. Yes? So, can I write you about this later? Because it's
yes,
quite
yes,
complex topic
yes.
to explain, but I will gladly share it with you. Yes, covering the Gentile, but expressing the name of God, because breast
Yes.
is Shaddai. Yes, Igulim.
And
Igulim.
yes,
Yeah.
and the aspect of the crossing, I guess it always took my attention. I remembered about the crossing of the crossed bless that Jacob gives to Joseph's sons. And I don't know. It's a lot of things. I know it's complex,
It is
but
good.
just to mention.
Eti,
Yes.
there is some beautiful messages on YouTube and on the chat, if I can read it.
Yes.
Ruth wrote, Joseph pulls down the potential and manifests it in reality. This is how we live too. And then Venus wrote, Jacob is Tiferet, the one in the middle connecting the two. The two wives are the two rungs of Jacob's ladder. Jacob ascends from Rachel to Leah and becomes Israel via Chokhmah, the pillar of the mercy. And then Venus wrote, Aleph is the life force that creates the containers. Yod is the life force that fills those containers and makes them manifest. And then Ruth wrote, God created the world by the words coming out of his mouth. Our words do create even if we don't see it. And there is another message. Yod equal hand equal purifier. You can create by many paths. The path of Yod transforms your world. The love is in the hand.
You see? There's a lot to say about this, and I would like to seal this beautiful week with you and say thank you for your participation and being here available for conversation. So many beautiful topics were discussed this week, and I hope we can continue this conversation on Discord or on YouTube whenever we have the next session. I'm not sure at the moment now, but I would like from the bottom of my heart to thank all of you, dear souls, who came to listen and to participate in those beautiful conversations. And yes, Felipe, I will answer you, and yes, Rodrigo, I will write you an answer about the Diba. And so what I promise, I shall keep. So with this beautiful session, I would like to congratulate you. We just lightened the 5th candle of Hanukkah with this conversation. So thank you so much. Hanukkah Sameach. Happy Christmas. We shall meet whenever we shall have the next chance. And I hope it's going to be very, very soon. Sooner than we think. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing journey, as always. It was an amazing week of Hanukkah and meditation. And I liked this idea that each session is lighting a candle, because it is. So thank you so much, and thank you, dear friends. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom to everybody. Thank you.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.